Thanks, Barbara. Well, as you would know, I'm a current counselor and mayor. By profession, I'm a project manager with international and Australian work experience across a range of sectors such as IT, healthcare, and government. I have a master in business administration and a master in information systems. I'm also a graduate of Australian Institute of Company Directors. I moved to Shepparton from Melbourne in 2009 due to my husband's work as a surgeon, and then we decided to make Shepparton our home. We have two children who are studying tertiary studies. Now, I'm a strong fan of regional lifestyle and its benefits. And I strongly believe that Greater Shepparton has enormous potentials to become one of the most livable regions in Victoria and a place with a thriving community and a strong sense of civic pride. I have the energy, passion, experience, skill set, and commitment to take actions and lead Greater Shepparton to achieve this goal. And as an experienced counselor and mayor, I have demonstrated my ability to work together with different partners, with different levels of government for positive outcomes for our people and region. And I have a strong desire to contribute to Greater Shepparton's progress and prosperity. And that is why I have decided to run for local elections this year to lead Greater Shepparton for its socio-economic growth. Thank you. Thanks, Emily. I'm really pleased to have played a role in Council's declaration of climate emergency in March this year. And I will ensure, if elected, that Council develops an action plan for the zero carbon emission target and also allocate budget to take into account all the resources that will be required to implement this plan. Now, Council can reduce emissions to zero through energy efficiency, through use of renewable energy, through its procurement policies, and also through some process improvements. That's what I believe. So there are some initiatives which I would strongly support, such as review of council's fleet policy so that we encourage transition to electric vehicle or fuel efficient vehicles. And I will also support installation of electric vehicle charger points across the municipality so that it encourages drivers to transit to electric vehicles. Another measure that I would support will be to increase the amount of energy from renewable sources for council's operations. And I would really like to see council continues its transition to solar energy and installation of solar panels on council-owned buildings. And I believe that use of energy-efficient lighting, heating and cooling, and appliance upgrades can also support this. This target. So that's what I have in mind. But of course, there are so many other initiatives that, as I've said, that should be included in the action plan. And I would ensure that the action plan is developed and implemented. Thanks, Tom, for your question. So I'll first talk about the first part of your question, that reinvestment in the CBD. Is it going to work? Well, Shepparton is the fifth largest regional center in Victoria, which really makes it necessary for it to have a thriving central business district. A CBD that is welcoming, that is attractive, and it's welcoming not only to its residents, but also to visitors and tourists. I believe that investments in the center of the town are needed to revitalize and lift up this space. And yes, retail landscape is changing globally with the businesses moving to online platforms, especially in COVID-19. But an inviting CBD can be a home to many services in addition to retail. For example, events, youth hub, artist corner, street performers, food festivals, multicultural restaurants, and so on and so forth. So yes, the infrastructure upgrade, along with an interesting mix of offerings and services, is going to revitalize the CBD and create a unique identity for our growing regional city. Now, about the urban sprawl. We have seen with COVID-19, there has been a strong interest among people to embrace the regional lifestyle and with more open spaces, less traffic congestion, low density living at an affordable price. they are really attractive to many living in metropolitan areas. And Shepparton is best placed to offer a wonderful mix of lifestyle choices, along with the medium and high density inner city living residences that are closer to services and amenities. And I believe that overall, more connected footpaths for cyclists and pedestrians and better public transport network can really help avoid the negative consequences of urban sprawl. And also that well thought out land use planning options will be really important to ensure that we preserve our open spaces, our agricultural land, our natural assets, and all of that. And also, in particular, I really am interested in the concept of this 20-minute neighborhood, which is something very interesting. And basically, this concept is all about living locally and giving people this opportunity to meet most of their daily needs, all within a 20-minute walk, cycle, or public transport trip from their home. Like to say at this point, but thank you so much for your question. Thank you, Seth. Well, this issue, although not directly related to the scope of council services, is really significant as it impacts on the health and well-being of our people, as well as on the livability of our region. And we know that lack of high quality public transport services within and between Greater Shepparton's urban centers is really putting our young people and those with socioeconomic disadvantage at a further disadvantage. And this is in addition to all the environmental consequences. And we know that the bus network in Shepparton Murupna hasn't really changed since 2009. Public transport is not frequent. We have limited services on Saturdays, no service on public holidays. Services are infrequent and they're running only hourly on weekdays. And there is no direct link between Shepparton and Chichura, which is our third largest urban center. So I really believe that it is absolutely necessary that public transport network is reviewed by the state government. And if elected, I will ensure that council advocates strongly to the state government and we work together with our local MP on this issue and ensure that the state government reviews our public transport network in terms of its schedule and coverage and bring it in line with the community needs. So thank you for asking this question.